Afternoon. How are you?
Mate. A bit more chilled out than yesterday, but I don't even know, to be honest. I've been at John James Neville last time I actually don't know, but I'll be honest.
I mean, I can't blame you for not feeling the best. You feeling alright health-wise?
Yeah. Just fell down them stairs, probably scraped my knee a little bit, like, but...
At least it ain't a bullet. So what the fuck happened yesterday then? Because obviously I've heard from Steve how I got to that point, but I want to know on you, like, what the fuck happened?
What, like the full, from start to finish, the full tale?
Just you give me the tale, bro. I'm a listen.
Alright,
just go
so,
from start to finish. I'll just sit here and listen. You just flow.
Can't remember what we did. I think there was some shootout at some money spot or something, yeah, anyway. And then we've ended up all back at the pushing spot, yeah? Me, James, Steve, Kenner, all got Manor masks on. Bear in mind, at this point, I just want to say before I say any of this, I didn't know Terry had some quote-unquote authority or some enforcer until I got it explained to me after the guy had shot me, bruv. No one ever relayed this to me, bruv. There's a lot of shit don't get relayed around this group properly, bruv. But anyway.
Don't disagree. Carry on.
He sat there saying, get your mask off, blah, blah, blah. I'm on radio, take it piss a bit. I've got Manor quilts, I've got Manor them pants on, shall I take them off? Like, and then he's like, alright, then I'll do this. I've said it sarcastically, said, I'll write Manor on wall, mate. So he's running round writing, the Manor sell weed here on floor. So I'm following him, scrubbing it, saying, bruv, what you doing? You need to chill out, like, giggling and that. I'm like, bruv, chill out, bruv, like, fucking hell. You're bait as fuck. So then he's like, well, just do this then, and just kick fuck out of me, yeah? So I'm laid on the floor thinking, brother, what? So then he took me to hospital. He's made an example out of me, whatever. Said, Steve, come and pick this guy up. Anyone else who's not got a mask on is getting battered. Who's got the mask on is getting battered, or whatever he was saying, yeah? So Steve's picked me from hospital, took me to clothes store. Terry and Kenny are at clothes store getting Kenny's mask off. So they're like, right. Steve's like, go on, then. So at this point, Steve's took his off, Kenny's taking his off, yeah? And they're like, right, go on then, Luke, take it off. So I've jumped out of the car, said, brother, I want to wear this tracksuit, I'll just take the mask off my face. And they're like, well, that's not the point, it's still your bare face. Bear in mind, at this point, I've got no intention of going back to this pushing spot. I'm not really arsed. But me and Terry have just started arguing, yeah? And he's giving me the same shit he always gives me about, oh, you're useless anyway, all you do is fucking sell weed, blah, blah, blah. So I've given it him back a bit, like, well, you can say all I do is sell weed, bruv, like, you don't know what I do. And he's like, oh, I don't want to know. And I'm like, well, all you do is fucking rob people and shoot people and fucking blah, blah, blah. And then we're arguing with each other. He's calling me useless, all this. I'm saying shit back to him, don't get me wrong, he's not just bullying me, like, I'm giving it back to him as much as he's giving it me. And when I must have hit a nerve and I'm like, all you do is shoot people. Then he's like, well, I'll shoot you. So then I'm like, bro, if you're gonna fucking, bro, I felt like Driss. I'm stood there, if you're gonna do it, do it. And he just fucking did it, bro. Like, he reversed his car a bit. Steve said, yo, chill out. And then he's like, so do you want me to shoot you? I said, bro, if you want to fucking do it, do it. And he just did it. So then, after that, I'm thinking, right then, that's a bit mad. Kind of called his bluff a bit. Probably regretted it a bit. Anyways.
I mean, you shouldn't be expecting. You shouldn't be expecting your people to shoot you. Arguably, you shouldn't be telling your people to shoot you, but you shouldn't be expecting them to pull the trigger, even if they say they're gonna do it.
As soon as he said it, I thought, is this guy for real? And then I just thought, well, I'll see if it's for real. So I just said, go on, fuck, if you're gonna do it, do it. You know what I mean? I'll be honest, bro. Yeah, I know it's Terry, and I didn't think he'd do it. I thought he'd have pointed a gun at me and said, oh, I might have just shot windshield or just done something, bro. Like, I'm sat in car with Steve and that. I did not think he was gonna shoot me, bro. I'll be honest. I'll be 100% real.
That guy does many things that is like on the line. I never ever had him down as the type of guy that would do some shit like that.
I didn't, bro. As much as he beats me up and runs me over and smashes up my car and that, I never thought he'd do that. But after that, yeah, I'm thinking, right then, so Steve took me to hospital and we're getting looked at and that, getting sorted out, and then as we've left, I've just walked off that path me. Steve's like, where do you think you're going? I said, I'm going to get my car from that spot where I'm bouncing, like, but I'm not getting back in that with me. Steve's like, alright then, sweet, fucked off. Obviously, I'm thinking at this point, I need to do some thinking. Steve probably does. Fuck knows what Terry and that are doing. Kenny bells me. He's like, what are you alright and that? He's the only person that actually belled me, see if I'm alright, can I? Belled me up, said, you're alright? I said, no, I'm not fucking alright. I'm walking to the spot now to get my car, and I'm going for a mission, like I'm driving about for a bit or whatever. So then I've walked back, got my whip, blah, blah. I've done some thinking, and I'm thinking, why is, at this point, like, my brain's just doing that thing, but you know me, and my brain's going, why is no one belling me? Why is no one seeing if I'm alright? And then people started ringing me going, Max rang me, is Terry winding me up or not? Terry's told me he's just shot you. And then someone else rang me, I think it was John or someone. So I'm thinking, why is he going around telling people he shot me, yeah? And in my head I'm thinking, is he bragging about it or what? And then no one's belling me to see if I'm alright, they're belling me to see if it's true, and then hanging up. And no one's asking if I'm decent, no one's asking why he's done it. People are just going, is he taking piss or not? Has he just shot you? I'm saying, yeah, they're like, fucking hell. Right, I've got to go anyway. I'm with Winston, as if I give a fuck about some Winston, bruv. And then, so then I've rang Steve, so I've started fuming again. I'm like, Steve, Sparky's not about you. You need to start doing your job, Steve. I'm like, no offense, but you need to make a fucking decision here because it's pissing me off. So I went and met Steve, and Steve's like, he's like, so what's up? I says, I'll tell you what's up, bruv. I've just been fucking shot off Terry, bruv. Like, what do you mean, what's up? Like, what's happening about that then? Because last I heard, me, Terry, and his missus are all arguing, and we're all whacking each other wrenches and stabbing each other. And we've all been pulled onto that back garden in a circle, and it got made clear, if anyone so much as hits someone in this gang with a wrench, you're gone. So why is he telling everyone he shot me, and everyone's finding out about it, and nothing's happening, bruv? What the fuck is happening, Steve? Make a decision, bruv. And he's giving me that, I'm new to this, I don't know what to do, I need to think, I need time and that. So but I was seething, bro. I said, well, if you're not going to make a decision, I fucking will. And I planned it in my head, yeah. I give him 2 old keys from before locks got changed. Like my old keys that don't even work anymore. Just give him them. Jones was like, it weren't like a, well, just fucking leave gang then, fuck off. It was like, something's happening with, like, I didn't want it to get brushed off. It felt to me, like the whole situation was getting brushed off. As, oh, fuck it, it's Luke and Terry, they'll be alright. But the guy tried to kill me, bro.
I mean, that's the way I see it as well. I always said that if you aim a gun at someone and pull the trigger, you have the intent to kill them. Or even if you don't have the intent to kill them, you have to live with the reality that that can kill them. Is there any more to it from your side or no? Why has this guy just gone silent? You nervous or something? Wait, we silent.
Your safety is important to us. Surveillance cameras are posted, though not monitored.
Bro, what's he doing?
Yo, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can now. I couldn't before.
No, my fucking hand went numb, and like, you know what I mean? Right. So then, after that, yeah, so I've given him my keys, fucked off. And at some point after that, maybe half an hour, I can't remember. Steve's rang me. He's like, what's your ping? I've made a decision. I'm like, alright then. So I've met him, I pulled up, Steve stood there on this fucking dock thing. I've walked up, lit a cig and that. And he's like, oh, so what's happening then? He's like, you'll see, blah, blah, blah. He didn't talk about Terry, he just went, I'm waiting for John. I think John's head popped. So I'm like, all right, sweet. So I'm just stood there. And then Terry's just pulled in. And bro, I'm sure Steve Fields will know what happened at the situation, because if I run it back in my head, yeah, it's going to piss me off, bro.
He pushed you to a point. He was, you two was just beefing each other. Apparently Terry was saying shit that was just like unnecessarily deep.
I was sat there and Terry's pulled in. Like,
in hindsight, you and Terry should never have been spoke to together.
I've just said that to John. I said, I get what Steve was trying to do, and afterwards, now like I said, I've slept on it, and I've spoke to Steve after. I know what's happened to Terry and this and that, yeah. His idea weren't bad, but I don't know why you thinking getting us there together we're going to do out with. I don't know if you were going to expect us to shake hands, hug it out, swing it out. There were no need for us to be there together, but...
I mean, even now, that is going to need time. Like, to get back to a point where there's no static there is difficult. That is going to be very, very hard.
It's mad, bro. It's fully mad what happened yesterday. But when we stood there, like, I feel a bit bad on Steve because he gives it that, like, I'm new to this. Every day when I have to like take more responsibilities and shit, I'm still learning. Like, it's all still fresh to me. So don't expect like me to be like Sparky every day. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, but anyways, he's fucking. We're talking, and Steve's saying some shit, and then obviously like he'll ask Terry something, and Terry will say something. So I'm like, nah, bruv. And then it's just that same shit. Are people talking over each other and whatever? But then Steve said some shit. I can't really remember the word for word. Then I started speaking, and then I started getting a bit passionate when I'm speaking, do you know what I mean? Getting a bit angry and that, speaking fast as fuck, getting a bit loud and that. And Terry's like, as I'm talking, Terry's like, oh yeah, you're a bitch. And then Steve's like, right, can you both shut the fuck up? And I'm there thinking, no one's butting me in, so I've just started shouting over them both, trying to finish what I'm saying. And it all just went left, yeah? And it's got to the point, same shit again, him saying, you are useless, you're boring, you're stale, you don't do no, all you do is sell your bits of weed, make yourself 100 quid, you think you're sully, you're fucking stale, you're boring. So I'm like, well, you're fucking boring, bruv. Like, I'm saying, you don't even know half of what I do. You can sit and say, all it looks like is I sell weed. All right then, sweet. And he's telling me I do nothing for the gang, I'm useless for the gang. Bear in mind, at this point, Steve and John are both sat there, not even telling him he's wrong or nothing, just listening to him say it, yeah? So I'm telling him he's this and that, all you do is rob Santa. When you've robbed every Sanny truck, every money runner, you come and chill at pushing spot and piss me off for 20 minutes before you fuck off out and do it all over again. You go and shoot up a fucking hot dog stand. It's like, oh, I got gang 21k in a Glock though. I said, you got killed halfway through it. You half nearly got killed doing it, you daft cunt. And I'm arguing with him, and then I'm like, I said, if everyone's just going to sit and tell me, I said, it's the same gang that don't even bell me, see if I'm good. Don't even bell me to do this. Don't ever, all the time, any of you will ever bell me is for a bit of fucking weed, yeah? And then you're going to sit and tell me I'm useless, bruv. And then Terry's like, right, well, just leave then. I said, I fucking will, bruv. And he's like, all right, then do it. I said, bruv, if you tell me to leave, I will. And he went, right, you've said it twice, so do it. So I went, all right, then safe. Jumped to my car and drove off, bruv. But I've got no intention of bouncing from this gang, bruv. I've told man multiple times, I'll die for this gang. I'll die for any single one of you, bruv. But then it's saying to people I'm saying I'll die for, and I genuinely do believe I would, yeah? Just shooting me, bro, and telling me I'm wank. Actually telling me to my face, leave the gang then.
The thing is, anything coming from Terry on that, as soon as that trigger was pulled on you, anything that came out of Terry's mouth is completely void.
No one was telling him that, bro. They were sat listening to him say it, watching him grill me down, bro, making me feel like an absolute useless bastard.
The thing is, like, if we're just looking at the situation prior to the shooting, right? Like you said at the very start about the communication in the group is not great, and that's something I'm coming to realize. A lot of the issues that we faced with is because certain shit isn't getting relayed. For example, Terry being told by me, if you see people pushing in Manor clothing, get them out the garms. If they don't listen to you, you have my permission to beat them up, take them hospital, and then drive them to the clothing store, right? That should have been relayed. That's not a fault on you for not knowing it. That's a fault on me for not pushing that to everyone and making sure that everyone knew that, right? Either way, when he confronted you about the Manor clothing, like, you should have just been like, oh, good, is a good point, to be fair. I'm wearing a Manor mask. Let me go take this off. Rather than making it a difficult thing. I understand you and Terry got friction. You know, it can be a bit like Matt and James. Not as severe. But I know you rub each other the wrong way, right?
Yeah, but the guy, like, as he's saying, we're going to get him. He's making a valid point of saying, if people are taking, if Fed are taking pictures and this and that, we're getting investigated. You know what it is? And then, as he's saying that, bro, he's getting about with a piece of chalk, writing the Manor sell weed here, the Manor every 2 foot interval on the floor, bro.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's stupid in itself, but that's him obviously trying to prove the point, because he's like, oh well, you may as well be doing this. Either way, his process of trying to do that was maybe not the best approach to doing it. Should you have just gone and got changed? Yes. Is there going to be a situation in the future where you have to deal with that again? No, because he won't be given that role because of what happened. The thing is, right, up to that point, like, had the shooting not happened, it would have been a thing of we would have had to sit you down and be like, look, if he tells you to switch it up, you switch it up. But as soon as he pulled that trigger, anything prior to that is just void. Like, in this whole thing, from what I spoke to about Steve, and I feel like I know you pretty well, right? And I think there's times where you're literally completely blessed and you're not going to be in like a situation where anything is going to go bad for you, but you get worked up and you talk yourself into like like a situation that could be like Steve was telling me yesterday. He brought you to like speak about what happened, or just do like a conversation where he was going to explain to you the punishments and stuff like that, and you ended up getting worked up and annoyed about the situation before he could tell you what was going to happen, and then it just escalates it on your part. But you don't even need to let it get to that point, because as soon as you got shot, you've done nothing wrong after that. It's just you spoke yourself into issues, and like the whole key thing, like giving the fake keys, stuff like that is just unnecessary. Like, you done that to yourself. Like, you didn't need to take it to that place.
It's not like I'm like, this is gonna sound mad, but I'm not. I was trying to prove a point. My point wasn't, I'll just leave the
You wanted to be taken seriously. I understand that.
My point is that it's a serious thing, brother, and a fucking decision needs making, because at minute, he's running around telling everyone he's shot me. I'm driving around on my own wondering why no one's fucking belling me, see if I'm good. Like, and it made me feel worthless, bro. All the guy did was tell me I'm worthless, shoot me, and then no one's even belled me and said, oh, bruv, just driving around on my ones, bruv.
No, I hear that.
Fucking Adele thinking, what is life, bruv? You know what I mean?
I fully hear that, bro. And should people be more on looking out for you in that sense? 100%. The thing is, at the start you said about the whole communication thing. I'm gonna be real with you. Me and Steve had a conversation probably a week ago where we said we need to bring forward to everyone in this group, because it's been happening too much. Matt's done it. Obviously, you've done it. If people were gonna throw around the "I'll walk" thing, that needs to be set in the same way that we've set other things clear. If people were gonna say, "I will walk from this gang," don't say, "I will walk from this gang." Say you are walking from this gang. There's no "I will" and threatening to do this. If you're at that point where you're threatening it, that is, you just go. And obviously that hasn't been communicated. We haven't had a chance to communicate that. That should have been communicated to you before all of this, and this whole situation after the shooting wouldn't have mattered. But you can't, you say you want to die for the group, right? And I do believe that. And I know you don't want to, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, go on.
I know you want to do that, right? I know you're about that, but you can't be throwing that shit around, bro, because I know it's like, that's like a way to pull at the sleeve and get it to be viewed seriously, but that's not the way to do it, bro. Because like, you got to remember where we live, where we're from. Like, you walk away, that's like a very, very, we're in the south side. Like, we haven't had a situation where someone's walked yet, so we haven't really had to tackle the whole blood out thing, if that's even something we do. But it's a dangerous line to walk, and we don't want that line walked. It's either, if you want to leave, you go. If you want to be here and this is where you are permanently, then you're here. But it can't just be getting thrown around like that.
Just how I felt at the time though, bruv, when like the same guy, yeah, that this is gonna, it might be a bit of a rant this year. His missus gets pissed off with him all the time, and it's always me and fucking Tatty or something sorting her out, trying to fucking help sort his fucking marriage out for him when he's going, oh fuck it, babe, she'll be right, just shooting up Sunny trucks. It's me sorting that shit out, yeah. It's me that's paid him out of big debts 2 or 3 times, yeah. It's me shooting Suarez out of back window at car so we don't get fined 110 grand for a fucking robbing police because he wanted some fucking body armor. It's me fucking doing all sorts for not just the gang, bruv, actually him himself, bruv, personal things between me and him. And then he's fucking shot me, bruv, and stood in front of me telling me I'm wank and I'm useless. And
he shouldn't have been. The thing is,
what other option did I get left with, bro? Do you know what I mean?
I know he pushed you to that point. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. Like, I don't think you would have said that or brought it to that place if that conversation hadn't have had him there pushing you. You two should never have been together for that conversation. It was a bad idea. You know, like Steve said, he's new to it. It should have been done individually, but he just did it how he felt it was the right way. That's why, right? Look, if you were to, outside of this situation, if we had brought this point forward and you'd waved around this whole leaving thing, the tone of this conversation would be very different. But like, this is me like letting you know, right? I want you to be here. I think you're a valued member of this group. Other people think you're a valued member of this group. Regardless of what Terry's got to say, right now Terry's got a lot of problems that ain't you. The guy's, the conversation I need to have with him is just way deeper. The guy needs to pattern up and change and pivot with a lot of things. In terms of you shouldn't have waved around leaving. From this point onwards, I'm making it clear to you that if that's going to be something that gets waved around, it won't be I'm going to mention this and see what happens. If you say, oh, well, I'll just leave then, you will be pushed out. That's how it's going to be for everyone. It's only fair I give you that conversation now so you know that. But from now, it will be like that. I know you was pushed there. I know you was pushed down. I know it weren't something you want to do. But I just want you to know that for the future.
I get you, bro. I'm saying though, even Matt was saying it to me and John and that, like, it were never meant to be like a, well, I'll just leave then and then I expect everyone to follow me. But like, no, please don't, Luke. We like you, go. Like, genuinely, bro, like, what am I supposed to fucking do at this point?
He was backed up in the corner. I hear it, bro. If no one had you, if no one was covering for you, no one was stopping him from going in on you, then there's not much you can do.
But like, I'm solid about what I do though. Like, if I genuinely wanted to actually leave the gang, I'd have said it there and then. I said, alright, I'll leave the fucking gang then. Like, more I'm leaving the situation with like, just fuck off in it and just do what you're doing because you're all just pissing me off. Like, I had no other options. An option I was left with, but I hated it. But like, time I'm thinking, I'm happy you let me sleep on it, to be honest, bro. This conversation last night and I was still fuming in that. It'd have gone left again. But I don't want to leave no gang, but like, it's not happening.
Good. And I don't want to hear you mention that ever again until it's and I hope this day never comes. Unless it's a you are going, I don't want to hear it. The same goes for everyone. Thing is the I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Terry. Terry's a hang around. Obviously, I've been told he's been put hang around in this whole 20k fine thing, right? If Terry doesn't change how he is currently, this only ends one. Like I don't see you and Terry gelling and working in the same group unless Terry hits a pivot. If he doesn't hit a pivot, it's gonna end with one of you not being in the group. And realistically, with how Terry's been recently, with this whole shooting thing, right now that's more likely to be on him. I've never gone to him and say he needs to switch up and he needs to change how he is. So I'm gonna give him that conversation. But it needs to be patterned because it's similar to the James and Matt thing, where it's like I gave them, you don't know about this, but there was a conversation I had with James and Matt where I basically said to them, look, this is the last attempt that I'm trying to fix your relationship. If you two can't pattern it and work together, then it's going to end with one of you gone. And since then, they've been all right.
I don't want to see Terry gone though.
I don't want to see Terry gone. But I also am hell. Like, the thing is, when I heard it that he shot you, I was concerned for you. I wasn't even vexed, bro. I was actually mad disappointed because I know full well he would not have done that in Seaside. And then I heard from the Seaside people that we have in our crew that the reason he wouldn't have done that in Seaside is because the Terry that was in Seaside is not the Terry that's in the Manor. But that's a conversation I'll have with him.
He wouldn't have even done that to me back in them days, bro.
I know he wouldn't.
Back in them days, I weren't even Seaside, but we used to work in cafe and fucking boost and fucking do a couple of fleekers with the cunts. He wouldn't have done it to me back then, bro. Even when I was shooting at KJ, fucking Ivan, all them lot, when I'm on my Jack Jones at UMain Labs, fucking having old out with him all, he weren't even there. After he found out about it, he still didn't come and do anything to me, bro. He sat there telling me I'm like his brother and that, and it's wank. But nowadays, bro, the guy will shoot me over a mask like it's mad, bro.
He's just at a point where he's out of control. He's just living.
He needs some Ritalin, bro.
It's not even that, bro. It's what I said to Steve last night. His deep insecurity of being seen as anything other than a tough gangster. The guy and a couple of people in this gang, not even just Terry, are petrified of looking like a pussy. And they have this idea in their head of what a pussy is that's unrealistic. And they're moving in ways where it's constant 24/7 violence. I need to be aggressive to everyone I speak to, otherwise they're going to think I'm a bitch. And it's just not true.
I'm not on that, bro. I said it to him yesterday. But like, how I explained it, he misinterpreted it. He's like, oh yeah, like I said it to him, I basically said that to his face, and he's like, yeah, that's because I'm not no bitch. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about being a bitch and that. He's like, yeah, you are a bitch. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'll never be on your level. I don't want to be on your level. And he's like, yeah, you'll never be on my level because I ain't no pussy. And I'm just thinking, brother, you're missing my point. Do you know what I mean?
No, he does. The conversation is not going to be beneficial unless he drops the ego. That's why when I speak to him, the first thing I'm going to say to him is I don't want to speak to gangster Southside Terry. I want to speak to Terry, the guy. I don't give a shit about the persona. On your part though, Wes, where you got anything in your head that you're trying to clear up before I get Terry and let you dip and do your thing?
Not really, no. Not off the top of my head at minute now, bro.
I know it's a bit of a knock to you, and I know the whole junior thing that followed was probably not the easiest thing to do, but keep your chin up, innit? I know people didn't hit you like that when you got shot. Trust me, bro. There's been many fucking times where it's proved that a lot of the time in this life, people don't check on you until it's too late. That is a way of the fucking life we live, and it's unfortunate, but these people do fuck with you. And they'll ride out for you and they'll shoot for you.
Yeah, well, I need to go pick some weed up then, if that's the case. Customers waiting, you know what I mean?
Go do your thing, bro. The trap line's ringing.
I'll chat to you in a bit, man. It's always good, though. Don't be like, this is going to sound mad, yeah? Don't be like Luke says, are you good? Because fuck the guy, but like, just let me know if he's good or what, because I am bothered about him, you know what I mean? Guy's a massive prick, but I do care about him, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not reaching out to no one, but like, just let me know what he's saying.
I got you.
Stay away from the platform edge.
W conversation, WRP. The Luke one was the easy one, though. This is going to be the more difficult one. The Luke one was the easy one because he was the victim in this, bro. Like, he kind of... The thing is with Luke is he's a very passionate guy. Like, if you get him worked up, he will just go off on one. Which is what happened last night. Which is why it was... That's why it was important that SK gave him the night and said, look, don't talk to me today. Go sleep. Chat to me tomorrow. The question is Terry going to do the whole ignoring thing? Let me go through these subs. Oli, thank you for the 19 months. Sapping in with a gifted. Jody with the 4 months. Jake with a 28. Ghost with a 17. Mule with a 15. Kayla with a 4. Troy with a 23. Appreciate you lot. I think the character of Luke is just a bit insecure about his position in the gang. And I think he wants to make it known that he's useful. This either goes two ways, chat. This will either go in the way of Terry gets to have a conversation with the leader and he listens and pivots and he genuinely like acknowledges his mistakes. Or he's too far gone. I personally don't think it'll be the too far gone one, though. I don't think he's too far gone at all. The thing is I will say, Terry gets a lot of love in the Manor, and he's helpful for us and he's good for us because the energy he brings is a good Southside energy that we want in the group. But I don't think he's been, not controlled, but he's not been muted as much as he should have been by leadership. Me and Steve should have done a better job, I think, at kind of keeping him a bit more in check, because he's kind of been able to do what he wants, which has allowed him to build up this ego and perception of what he has to be. The thing is I see people say this, like, oh, you should speak to Benji, like, oh, Benji controlled Terry so well. The thing is, there wasn't a Terry to control. Terry was not like what he is now in Seaside. Like, he's a very different character. So, like, it's not really a comparable situation.